All right, guys, welcome to our podcast. We have a new name and we have a new face.
Right.
So, two new things this year, 2025.
Third thing is consistency.
Yeah, and we'll be doing it way more consistently than before, hopefully. But we will. Not hopefully, we will. Okay. So, our new podcast, reimagined, it's called Let's Think About It. So, the whole point of us coming up with this name is because going forward, we don't want to just talk about strictly real estate, but other topics around it as well. So welcome to the first ever episode of Let's Think About It.
2025.
Today is just an intro podcast. We'll be talking about a couple things that I have in mind. We'll start with the first thing right when we're done with the introduction. So like you guys know, your host, Raj Batra, a new host.
Dal Sarai.
And
Viratra.
yes, so
604-355-7001.
Got to
right.
do a plug, right?
Have to.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. So this is basically, since it's an introduction podcast, there is a couple topics we wanted to talk about. The hottest one being, Honorable Prime Minister
Kicked it.
stepping down just yesterday.
Right.
Just wanted to pick your guys' brain on
It was a
what do you guys feel about it.
I think when he was doing it, I felt bad for him because I don't know how original the actual thing was, but he was like he was in a position where he was ashamed to be there, which obviously again if you're resigning from such a position you would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone had a very as expected very strong backlash at him, and everyone was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your opinion, Dal?
I think it was a matter of time before it happened.
Right.
It's good when it did.
What do you think was the actual motive behind that? Did you see that coming, or was it actually?
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for a little bit now, right?
Right.
So everyone's been talking about him stepping down.
Right.
They've been having cabinet meetings and all that about they've had internal issues, right? So it's
Correct.
only a matter of time.
Right.
Yeah, and don't feel bad for him, bro. His net worth is close to $100 million US dollars
Jalli janda.
as of 2024 with an annual salary of more or less 350,
No, but you know what I
400K,
mean.
so-
If you were that pedestal, and
Right.
but you obviously did things that you were ashamed of,
Right.
That's why you were so in upset, setting.
I mean, he wasn't all bad news. There was a reason
Yeah.
why he ran 2 terms.
Right.
I don't know the history too much about politics, but do you know of any other prime minister that won consecutively like that?
Like 3 terms? I don't think so. 2, yeah, Stephen Harper.
Right.
But
Right? Yeah, so he obviously did a lot of things right, but
Right.
more things wrong, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But that's just my
50-50
opinion.
नहीं होया, right? थोड़ा जा.
Yeah.
I think he was a more doer,
More talker.
More talker than a more
Yeah.
doer, I should say.
Hype.
We
Yeah,
actually
hype
met the next prime minister.
Yeah.
How do you know he's the next?
Super. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's very controversial because what Justin Trudeau did was kind of like it's like a chess move, right?
I'll bet you $500. If he doesn't become, I'll give you $500.
Well, okay, that's fine. I'll take the $500. But the thing is, right now they can't trigger a re-election anymore.
Brother, I've already
Right?
made up my mind.
Well, they
They
can
can.
actually.
They
can?
It has to be the attorney general has to
right.
do it.
But he has the most chances, and he seems to be from what obviously I only had one interaction
Yeah.
with him.
Right.
Like he was sitting there by himself.
Mhm.
There was no one around him
Having coffee.
having coffee, and he was there from 9 a.m. or something. That
Yeah,
I was
till
telling
like
us.
2 p.m. or something.
Super chill guy. He's he was in doing some campaigns and stuff, but
Right.
he didn't have the when you meet a higher official,
People of that caliber, yeah.
right? They have some sort of
Sass.
yeah, exactly.
No attitude.
Didn't get that.
No attitude.
Had a proper
Friendly
conversation with
guy.
everyone.
Axe the tax, build more homes, make Canada great again.
He said less tax.
Yeah. No, he said
He
ask
said-
the tax.
Oh,
That's
less
right.
tax.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I have, if it ever reaches any of these guys, I
Yeah.
came up with something yesterday when Justin Trudeau resigned, and it was make Canada again.
Yeah.
We all saw,
Yeah,
bro. I know your
yeah.
social media.
Not
thank
everybody
you.
follows me there, so it's just for
Right,
people.
right,
If it gets to them,
Right.
it could be a good campaign tagline.
You gotta start saying when it will get to them.
When.
We gotta take if out of the equation now.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. Talking about the ifs and buts and whens,
right.
very briefly, let's step back. 2024.
Oh,
How was 2024 for
Waheguru,
yourself?
Waheguru.
And we'll come back to
It
this.
was a great year, but at the same time, it was a very bad year too.
Why was
I
it great?
learned-
Why was it bad?
I had to go through a lot of lessons
Okay.
that I had to go through. I learned a lot of things about myself, around me, around people,
Mhm.
few people, right? But everything, in my opinion, happens for a reason.
Right.
So it was a great year. Internally, it took a lot out of me.
Took a toll. I can tell.
But it was in terms of work and everything is gonna get, to a place where it's only gonna get better.
There's one more thing that happened in 2024.
Well,
Should I tell them?
sure.
Bro, we went to Spain, super excited. Guy got sick the next day.
You know why I got sick?
Triple espresso shots.
Bro, I don't even know what went through my mind.
Yeah.
We wake up, had a sick night, a very subtle night. We had like a few drinks, right? And I've been wanting to go to Barcelona from the longest time. We went to India, London, and Spain.
Yeah.
I was the most excited about Spain.
Yeah.
Get there next morning, we wake up at 7 a.m. I went for a little walk, come back. Then I'm like to him, let's go, start the day. I go to this cafe right next to our hotel.
Yeah.
Got a triple espresso. Hot
Empty
as shit.
stomach.
Empty stomach.
Yeah.
I had that. And this guy, we found another place which was like, it's like Whistler of Barcelona.
Yeah.
It's up on a mountain. It was like an hour and a half drive.
One of our friends told us about it who actually moved to Europe, bro,
Yeah.
for good.
That guy's living life.
He's in Thailand now. He's just
Yeah.
jumping one country to another and just
he's
exploring
just living
different
life.
places.
And I
He
get
told
there.
us to visit that place.
Yeah.
I get there, I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, I can't even walk straight. He's like, what the fuck happened to you? I'm like, if I knew, I would tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But it was still, you know what, good experience.
It was good. Yeah.
Lesson I learned, don't have triple espresso in the morning without fucking eating anything. So,
Yeah.
But 2024, tough year, but
Sum it
it was
up.
a great year.
Good.
Yeah. A lot of lessons.
Yeah.
And now we're implementing them. That's all matters.
Ups and downs and all arounds.
Yeah.
Right?
One thing I've learned from that year is stop reacting.
Stop reacting.
Yeah.
So absorb first and then.
Yeah. Then imply what you need to imply, but stop reacting.
Nice.
Simple.
It must have been a blast for you, sir. You got any news that happened in 2024?
I also got to travel more. I went to Mexico for the first time and never been to Mexico. Went to Puerto Vallarta. Also got to go to Amsterdam for a few days, which was nice. Went to India after about 12 years for the first time.
Right.
Well,
It's
I
a
guess
different
not the
experience.
first-
I went after 15 years.
Yeah,
too.
it's completely changed.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still, I guess, a third world country, but it's nice.
What was your highlight in India?
Highlight in India? I don't know.
Just explain in one sentence.
The culture has changed.
Cultures.
Yeah.
I'll tell you his
yeah.
food.
Food?
Every 30 minutes, this guy's like, I want to try this now. I'm like,
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
visiting after so many years. I have a list of favorite foods that I just
Brother,
had a timeline.
we didn't
did
even
4
land
days
yet.
and we probably had 40 meals, bro.
We didn't even land yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, let's go grab this. I'm like, yo, Kharja, let's just get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're eating,
cool.
this guy had his
Yeah.
next meal in his mind. I'm like, yo, I want
Yeah,
to try
no.
this.
No, I was so surprised of how all the roads and everything are clean. There's not as much.
I was
it's
actually,
not- It's not as dirty as
It
it
is
used
still
to be. It's
dirty,
still- yeah,
but I
like
think they have taken the dirt from majority of the areas
Yeah.
to small portions now,
Yeah,
which
so
has
it's-
been a lot better.
it's
I
not
guess.
so much in your face anymore.
Correct.
It doesn't. As Russell Peters said, it doesn't smell like someone dropped a pile of shit as soon as you
Right.
land. Right?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it did change.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Host.
Well, India was fun, man. But something about India we should all know. It's a very powerful country.
Right.
Its GDP is growing like no other country right now.
They're killing it.
The kind of resources they have right now,
Right.
it's unreal.
Killing it.
And I saw this one comedian's joke. It reminded me of this joke. He was like, everybody that's at my show tonight, right? Please don't mind if I have Indian accent. Because if you don't understand me, tomorrow morning you're going to go talk to a boss who probably has the same accent.
Which is true. Which is true. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that how people have progressed so much.
You know, one other thing adding to it, what I've observed with our market and in general, like kids and people our age, people are also trying to use Punjabi, Hindi and everything a lot more.
Bro,
Which we
2011, 2012, people used to really frown upon
Right,
people
right.
that were connected to the culture.
Correct.
Like you're a dip, you're a this, this and that.
It's very different
But
now.
right now, because all these singers, like, look at Karan Aujla,
Look at
global
Diljit,
artists,
like,
look at
rocking
Diljit.
it, yeah.
It's cool, again, to be Punjabi or be brown,
Which is
right?
pretty phenomenal in terms of like a lot of like like kids went to high school with me, never
Yes.
talked in Punjabi before.
Yeah.
They're also in real estate making videos in Punjabi, which is
Exactly.
dope.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So it's good to see the culture
Right.
coming back to where it should be and
Yeah,
people are
if you-
keeping it together.
Exactly. Even when we were growing up in high school and stuff, people weren't really listening to Punjabi music or anything
Yes.
like that.
Right.
Now, even I got nieces and nephews and still in high school.
No,
They
Aujla,
come
Diljit,
show me
they're
these
everywhere, yeah.
songs that I haven't
Exactly.
even
It
heard
used to be
of.
frowned upon,
Exactly.
right? Like, what are you
Exactly.
doing watching Punjabi videos,
Exactly.
right? Like, now it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool again all of a sudden
Yeah.
to know
How
the
was your
language.
2024, mate?
Pretty good, man. Like, I learned a lot of things too. People leaving, people entering my life, right? But for the most part, everything's a lesson.
Correct.
It's a blessing, right? It's just your perspective, the way you look at it,
100%.
right? And whatever's meant to be will be. Whatever's not will find its way out.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But let's come
Sometimes
back
it
to,
goes out with a bang bang, and sometimes it just goes. You don't even notice.
Yeah, but like, see, like, I'm very spiritual, more spiritual than religious. I
Right.
feel like the universe makes those situations, scenarios
For your own
to
good.
add and delete
Yeah.
people and all that for
It's
for
all
your
meant to be, man.
longevity, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's come back to the hot topics.
So
This
hot
is-
topic for today.
Well,
is
I want to talk about first the same Trudeau thing. Dal, what do you think? We'll start with you. If liberals stay in power, well, Trudeau's not there anymore, or if conservatives come, like, how will this affect the housing market?
See, I don't think I don't think it's going to impact it too much regardless of who's in power,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because at the end of the day, our taxes aren't going to change. The only, I guess, conservatives have said that they'll get rid of taxes on new homes.
Yeah, the
right?
5% on up to $1 million.
Which they've done to a certain amount anyways.
Yeah.
There's like no GST.
Up to 870...
835.
835.
Yeah,
835.
I'm not too
Yeah,
familiar.
about that. Let's touch base about that because I'm pretty sure a lot of first-time buyers especially are wondering about the recent changes that were implemented within the last couple of months. Some of them came into effect just on the 1st, right?
Yeah.
But some of them were as of April last year, right? Like, what do you think about it? Is that more of like a checkbox? Like, for example, the new down payment rules for up to 1.5 million.
Exactly.
In my opinion, the new down payment rule, who the fuck's going to get approved for that?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to show an income of what, 300,000?
Probably more, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 to 350 is a buffer.
Yeah.
Right. And again, people do have great jobs, but at the same time, like I feel like that move was
I mean,
just to
what's the median income here?
distract.
I mean, we do real
Don't look
estate.
there.
You guys have seen people's median income, household income.
Right.
What is 70 to 100,000
More or
for
less.
two people?
Give or take, yeah.
More or less,
Where's that extra
majority.
200K income going to come from? How many people are you going to put on title?
Right.
That is true. Is there a cap on how many people you can put on title?
I don't know.
That's a good question, right?
I don't think there's a cap.
Yeah, I don't think there's a
I've
cap
seen
either,
6
but
people in a house,
that's
right?
fucking
So
crazy.
Well, if you have more than like, single-digit people, like 10, 12, you may as well at that point open up a REIT.
Put everyone
trust
on,
fund
fuck it,
and then
yeah.
do it, right? So, but that's pretty interesting how things are changing. Talking about that, the market's switching a little bit. We have listings going under contract that have been on the market for almost
months.
a year,
Yeah.
bro.
Everything is moving.
Not even a month.
Everything
right?
is moving.
Yeah.
So things are getting, but price point wise, do you guys see like again? We'll start with Dell, I guess. Do you see the prices changing?
slightly, not too
Right.
much. Like that people are willing to negotiate now.
Right.
Because, we've seen a lot of people that are just hell bent and stuck on their price. Oh, I'm not even 10,000 people aren't coming down. Right? We've
Right.
lost deals where people got an offer it's 20, 30,000.
You
less.
have lost deal less than that, buddy.
Yeah, I know less than maybe even like 5,000 sometimes. but
Buddy
yeah,
comes, you're like, I'm not doing anything now. It's just a matter of 5,000. I can't. I'm like, just calm down and just work on it.
yeah.
How about you? Do you think the prices will come down, go up, stay the same?
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna fluctuate too, as he said. I think it's gonna be a slight change. But what I've noticed now, like it's more important than ever to time your house when you list it. If there's less supply in a neighborhood, you can get even 50 to 60 grand more.
Right.
One property sold in the same proximity when there were 6 listings for 2.2. A house just got sold last week. There was only one listing. The same house, like I'm talking about same house, sold for like 2.25. So when you time your house now, it's the best market.
Just know what's selling, what's not selling.
I think you got to
inventory
price
levels.
it right too, right? Everyone
And
still has
Price has to be right.
Yeah.
If you're overlisting your market still, overlisting your property still, which honestly, overlisting is not a bad thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want to have some interest on their property and then make the decision.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so frowned upon. Like, don't take a listing if they're saying that we want to list at this price.
Right.
Well, everyone has their own way, but I feel like it's just anything that's being listed at a price. They have different motivation.
Right.
Right. So you just got to know your client and their situation very well before you do anything, in my opinion.
Situational based, right? Like if
Yeah.
somebody
Everyone
really
is
needs to
different.
sell right away,
Yeah.
then obviously you want to price it the way.
So I think
so it moves quickly.
slightly will make a difference. What do
Fair
you
enough.
What do you think?
Well, there's already been like some fluctuation, 1 to 2% in
Correct.
pricing based on, 6 months ago, really.
Right.
So things are already changing. But like you guys said, I mean, the only thing that's gonna really sell in this market is number
Price.
one, you gotta have a good product, right? Because there's more supply coming as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Bro, think about like all the people that got mortgages at 1% in 2021,
Bro,
2020.
think
All the
Their renewals are
renewals.
coming
think
up.
about fucking City Central.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
possession today,
Yeah.
and I don't go to City Central that often, right?
Yeah.
So it's once in a while. I'm looking at the buildings, amount of buildings that are going up. It's fucking crazy, dude.
It's starting to look nice too.
It looks dope.
looks
It
so
looks
beautiful.
great
It's
now.
finally turning into
There's, like,
downtown, right?
From like now, from my understanding, there's 600 to 800 units available,
Yeah.
and it's only gonna the supply is only gonna get bigger.
We're at the beginning of that
Right.
completion of all these projects that
What
were
do you think?
sold over the
What do you think is
last
gonna
couple of
happen
years.
to assignment people? Because I know a lot of people firsthand, like which obviously
Yeah,
everyone went fucking crazy in 2021,
buying them.
right?
Yeah.
It was the fear of missing out in 2021, which is why
Yeah.
people just left right and center, bought pre-sales like it's groceries, really, without giving too much thought about what happens if you have to complete on it.
We used to, bro, in 2021, me and this guy were moving 25 units a month.
Yeah, some months, yeah.
Fucking my expenses all the way up in the roof. Fuck it, everything's gonna be fine. You know, like those people are like, you know, like
Paji base to completion nahi honi.
But you know what's the most fucked up part? Which I got 2 calls today from other people. Their agents stopped picking up the calls.
Yeah, that's what's sad.
Yeah,
like even
like bro,
like if you sold something at a high price, it's fine, man. A lot of people bought things at a higher price. You know, and pre-sales is what's the highlight right now,
right?
Because that is coming to maturity. But there's a lot of people that bought properties and completed on it back then that are not worth what they paid for.
Exactly.
But be honest with your clients, man. Like you couldn't predict it. Nobody could predict it. Right?
I feel like they just think like it's their fault that they sold the property.
Right.
That way they just wanna just take them
abandon
out of
the client.
That's not a right way to.
Yeah, you've gotten calls. We've gotten calls and stuff. You have probably too.
Clients
calling and say, Paji, our property, we can't complete on it. Our realtor is gone. We don't know where he is.
Yeah, no, it's.
I had a realtor call me too, let alone like clients. Like, bro, I bought this pre-sale, made a mistake. Can you sell it? This and that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you bought it, you should have asked yourself these questions. Like, what if the market doesn't go up?
Yeah.
Right?
No, but sometimes I've made dumb fucking property. I won property.
That's how you learn.
Right? Like, I lost so much money on it.
Yeah.
But at the same time.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just gotta, I think what people fail to understand, if you are investing money in real estate or any business, know it can go sideways. Just be prepared.
Yeah, because things are about to change, man. Like, look at what's happening with immigration right now.
Right.
A lot of investors rely on rental income.
Yeah.
Rental market is down to right now.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because there's like, you know, so many question marks around newcomers coming in now. So there's not going to be as much rental demand as there was about a year from now. Right. So things are going to change. But at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity in the market right now within the assignment field as well.
People are walking away from their deposits.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, we'll rather lose 60, 70 grand. And then just fucking
but then you get into that whole legal aspect of the developer suing you.
A lot of people think that's the sad part. Like people think if they walk away, they're fine. But you need to understand there's like another legal side that you open.
Exactly.
Like that's the can of worms you don't want to open.
Exactly.
But
there's a whole different.
So I think it's so where do you think the problem?
The problem is people purchasing properties based on future value and assuming that the properties are going to be worth 760K when today they're selling for 660K, right?
I agree, bro. But the thing is, see, like,
you need to be educated from your banda.
Exactly. Your realtor should educate you.
Realtor should tell you.
Exactly, that you may need to complete on it and hold it because you don't know what's going to happen in 7 years. Right?
I think that's the problem.
That is the biggest problem.
Education. Yeah. And I think, and I don't mean this in a negative way, there's a lot of newer agents that really don't have that experience. Yeah. And they can only educate somebody for as far as what they are educated about, right?
Yeah.
So what they're going to see, like, let's go back in 2021, right? When people
everyone became a realtor.
When people did buy these properties, right, at a higher price point, as of now, the comparables did justify the price back then.
Right.
But they don't anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so, like you can't predict pandemics, right?
See,
exactly.
Exactly.
So you can't.
Even if it's new or old, I feel like the biggest challenge right now, from what I've like actually noticed, people just don't educate their clients. Like there's two ways always.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that you're gonna make 100K.
Exactly.
Like I remember there were ads guaranteed fucking money that you'll make this and that. Like you know, like that doesn't happen.
Not anymore, right? So what are somebody's options if you were to get creative? Let's just say somebody bought a pre-sale. For 700K ballpark figure.
Right.
Let's just say they gave 10% deposit, 70 grand, and it's worth 600K now.
Right.
And let's just say they are not in a position to come up with the additional 70 grand to put down as a 20% to complete on it.
Right.
Unless it's their principal and they can get away with getting a mortgage with lower down payment.
Ask me the question.
What are their options?
I'll tell you the best thing right now, which I feel like everyone should do. Grab your brothers, sisters, mother, father, anyone, put them on title. Just hold the property.
Just somehow complete on it.
Think about it. I did the maths today because I made this video today. Let's say you got a property and you only have 70 grand.
Or grab friends that you trust.
Grab a person from the side of the road if you can, right? Yeah. If you bought a property which is worth 600K right now, which was supposed to be 785, right? You bought it for 700.
You've said like F word.
Brother, I don't fucking care. That's a problem. Right. You can keep on counting. It's only gonna go up. So now, see, I lost the train of thought. So I was saying, where you bought a property, went down, right? And you put 70 grand down. You don't have the rest of the money. You find a trusted person. First of all, you have to make sure someone trusts you, right? That's the biggest challenge. If you, let's say, get a mortgage, you put another 70K down, 700 minus 140 is 560. Mortgage payment of that's going to be about 2600 bucks.
But yeah,
560.
sure.
700 minus 140 is 560.
Sure. Let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mortgage payment 25. Strata 300, 400.
Approximately.
$3,000 approximately.
Yeah.
But the mortgage is going to be higher. This and that.
Yeah.
That's why.
So then you rent it out for 2 bath, 2,800 bucks.
Yeah.
Take your deficit. If you're taking a line of credit, add that to it. Maximum, I know it puts people in a very tough position, but like if you can hold that place right now for a little while, 300 to let's say 800 bucks a month you're paying extra.
Yeah.
Don't do stupid expenses else there, right?
Right.
You will stabilize.
Yeah.
Like instead of just losing 70 grand, here once it's rented, you're only losing let's say 1,000 times 12 grand.
Yeah.
Saal baad the market change honi hai, right?
Yeah, and you'll probably pay off more than 12 grand in principal payments throughout the year.
So I think people need to start thinking longevity rather than, oh, fuck, which is very hard to do when you're in the position, right? But I think that's something that can change people's perspective.
We were discussing yesterday an idea that what if, let's just say same scenario, somebody bought a pre-sale for 700K, it's worth 600K now.
Right.
They put down 10% deposit, which is 70 grand, and they're in a position to not put more deposit down or get a mortgage, right?
Right.
We were like, why don't you sell a share to a third party? Same concept.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, and sell it at market value.
Right.
So for example, the market value is 600 grand now. So sell the unit at 600 grand, take the 70 grand from a partner, give them a bigger split in the share.
Fair enough.
Because based on market value, their 70 grand is worth more.
Wow.
Now, right?
I did not think that.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow.
So even if it's a 70-30 split, at least you're not losing money.
Fair enough.
You can save your 70 grand that you put down in it.
And there's people that will invest.
Yeah, there's people always looking for opportunities.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Now, there's a win-win situation for somebody that is losing money. They will save the money.
Right.
And somebody that's looking to invest, instead of putting down the entire 20%,
So how do you find people?
you advertise.
No. You call 604-355-7001.
Yeah, well, here's a little tip for people that are not realtors and are
I'm
watching
actually
this.
surprised. Wow.
Good idea, right?
That's a dope idea.
Because I was thinking about
It's hard to implement. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
if somebody puts in the effort, if your realtor puts in the effort,
it's doable. If your doesn't, 604-355-7001.
go for buyers and sellers or whatever watching that are in this situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about it, man. You're better off taking a smaller share in a pre-sale, at least complete on it with somebody else who will give you the deposit.
Right.
Give them a bigger share.
Right.
For
And
them, it's a fair deal.
Everything can be done through lawyers. Everything is in paper. Everything is on paper.
Bare trust agreement,
Bare trust
baby.
agreements and everything.
Bare trust agreements, exactly.
Wow.
So I'm like,
I am
that's
so impressed. Wow.
Smart,
I'm
right?
shook. Whose
Yeah.
idea was yours? This?
Obviously, yes.
Oh.
But
He's the brains, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I'm like, what if? Because I had a call from somebody,
Right.
somebody that bought a pre-sale with somebody else
Right.
back in 2020. I told them not to buy it. I still remember it.
Right.
They remembered me for telling them no.
Right.
So they called me back. We did. So now what should we do, right? And I'm like, I honestly wish I could help you. And this wasn't a 700K example. We
Right.
bought something in Abbotsford for 900K townhouse that's worth 750 now.
Oh,
Wow.
And they called me after losing the deposit.
What was this in High
Like,
Street?
it's too late. No, not there. No names here, man.
Okay.
Right? But
High Street
different-
has. I don't think they had a
different project.
Yeah,
Different project.
Yeah.
But bro, like the guy was super sad, and he's like, I don't know what to do.
I'll be sad too. Fuck.
Right? I'm like, you should have, and it just came to me naturally. I'm like, why wouldn't? And I'm like, what? Wait, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I
Yeah.
discussed.
No, that's
with
actually a good idea.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, rather than getting sued and losing more money, because
no,
then
that's
they
actually
can.
smart.
Yeah, because the
'Cause
developer can sue you for the difference now
100%.
too, right?
And
So-
there's people. I have one client, bro. This guy, he has told me one thing. He's like, whenever I buy a property, I just don't sell it.
Yeah.
And he right now he has like just with me, he has bought 11 properties.
Yeah.
I don't know how many fucking other properties he has, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like,
But that's the real game, man.
that
Like,
is a real game.
you want to hold it
We just
Yeah.
went fucking crazy from 2021.
because people saw that there's-
Assignments.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy who made $7.5 million, never reported the income?
Yeah.
And
He
now
was
he's
called
going-
he was called a serial flipper.
Yeah,
I
serious
saw that.
flipper. I
So
saw.
I think Connor Kelly made a video about it. which is
Serious
how I
flipper
found
is
about
fucking
it.
sick term too.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's
Yeah,
amazing.
serial flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.5 million
but-
just off flipping.
They're accusing him of tax evasion, this and that. But now there's
He's going to
another
jail too,
article-
apparently.
No,
No?
there's actually another thing that came out that it was just like a
At
loophole.
clinic. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's I don't know.
He's
what's
like a
gonna
good
happen.
accountant. Fuck.
Yeah.
If he had a loophole of that.
Exactly right.
I need to stop fucking swearing. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I lost
you
the
could-
count.
Yeah,
I lost the count.
must be a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I think, what do you think in terms of, now let's talk about new agents
That are entering the market.
entering or leaving, because a lot of new agents left too.
Yeah.
After 2021, I had a few buddies that just became realtors, right? They had a great 2021, and then after that, they're like, yo, like we can't find clients, can't close them. What's one thing that you would give to new agents that want to sustain in this industry?
Dal, you want to start?
Let's start from you.
Honestly, I feel like everyone that comes in, they don't have the right support system.
Right.
And I feel like majority of these guys hop onto teams without knowing what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
So try to
market knowledge a little
yeah,
bit more,
exactly. Market knowledge, of course. I mean, if your mentor is not good, you're not going to succeed. Right.
Again,
and
fair.
if you're solo trying to figure it out on your own, it's going to take you a bit longer. So if you don't have the money to like sustain yourself for like longer, probably like 3 to 6 months at least, right, to sustain yourself. I mean, we've had newer agents that have come in out of the gate, 3 deals, boom, in a month, right?
Yeah. But guy's on fucking fire.
Yeah. But like, you know, if you can,
but you want to have the drive though.
Yeah, drive is so important.
Right.
Like we've been mentoring some new people, and we've seen like the guys that are coming daily, but they don't have that drive, and it's been 3 to 6 months, and they haven't done any deals. Whereas somebody I remember meeting,
it's the same market,
same
product, right?
Exactly. But like when you have that drive, like for example, he's got a job, he's working there, he doesn't want to work there anymore, right?
Right. So that's motivation.
His motivation is I don't want to do this anymore, and I want to be free.
I think that's a pretty big, obviously, thing that you need yourself, and you can't put in someone. It's just your own thing.
Either you have it or you don't.
I just feel like, I just add to what you said.
Yeah.
I just feel like people are just being misguided. Now, for example, okay, we mentor people.
Yeah.
There's a difference between mentor and coaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think people are just so confused, like, what the fuck should I do?
Yeah.
This guy's coaching for this much, this guy's coaching for this much, this guy's doing this guy's doing that. End of the day, no matter who you are, if you don't have the drive, in my opinion, kuch nahi hona.
Yeah.
Here's what I think about it.
Right.
Why new realtors don't succeed.
Right.
I want to share a story, okay? We were in London in the cab driving to the airport. The cab driver shared this story with us. We were having a discussion with him. He said this one line.
Guy 5 a.m. Bro, we had a 2-hour long Uber.
Right.
From downtown to like a different side of the city.
Yeah.
Chup nahi hoya.
So he said this very good line, right? He's like, people that are lost, they just don't know what they want, right? So this is something that we learned from an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Right. New realtors that are not successful.
And he had a bunch of properties.
He had properties in San Fran.
Wow. He was talking about Section 8 housing. My goal of this year is to understand that and invest in Section 8.
Yeah, he's like, I own multiple properties and even still do. He's like, I travel around the world to do this.
The thing with the States is like those Section 8 properties you're talking about, you can get up for like 30, 40 grand.
Yeah,
right?
it's guaranteed.
Or like $5,000-$6,000 down. And they guarantee you income from the
government.
Right? So it's guaranteed cash flowing properties.
There's a lot of good opportunities out in the States when it comes to real estate investing. Even like when I found out about this like 3 years ago, you know how our mortgages, we have rates locked down for 3 years, 5 years, whatever the term is.
Amortization period.
Bro, for them, if it's amortization 30 years, your rate is locked down for 30 years. Oh. Unreal. So imagine people that bought like a bunch of real estate down when the rates were 1%.
1%, yeah.
That's the
they
thing.
have that rate for 30 years.
Exactly.
They also have a much bigger clientele too, right?
Yeah.
Well, Canada's population is what, 40 million?
45 million.
And States is fucking how much? Like
double, triple that.
Something?
I mean, California has populations like 45 million.
Yeah. Right? So it's just like the scope of potential is so much higher too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, that's why new agents fail, because they don't know their why. They don't know why they entered the business.
I think they need a plan.
Clarity.
Yeah. I've heard so many people. I don't understand. If you don't know, if you're not in this business for it to be like I love doing real estate, you're gonna be gone after like a certain period of time.
Yeah, if you're only doing it because your cousin or your your relative or your your neighbor.
Nothing is wrong with that.
It's good to learn. It's knowledge is always good, right? But if you're trying to, this is also why they fail. They start comparing themselves with people that have 10 years of experience.
I did that too when I started.
I remember we all do that.
I remember we had a conversation. This guy's like, "Yo, just calm down."
Yeah.
Me and him started, and after my 6 months, bro, I was on a fucking high horse.
Yeah.
6 months, I sold 13 houses, and I was working at the brick.
Yeah.
I told this guy, this is so easy. I can do this in my sleep, right? And then 2021, even better year.
Yeah.
Fucking, we moved like so many houses. Like, like whatever. And uske baad, 2022, fucking shit just went southhill.
Yeah.
And expenses went uphill. Yeah. And then I'm comparing to other people, and I'm just like, he's like, yo, like you got to look at your own plate. As long as you're able to fill your own plate and eat your food, just do that.
Yeah.
And that really changed the perspective on this whole, business. तू ही गया थी
Wow.
तू ही मेरा partner है मैं और तो कुछ कह नहीं सकता.
There's a wise man always somewhere.
That's impressive.
I mean, he's only wise certain hours of the day.
Sometimes. But coming back to the US and Canada population, man.
Right.
40 million versus I just looked
440
it up, I don't
million?
know, 346
There you
million.
go.
That's
चलिए
unreal like comparison.
Should we
right?
open up a
Like,
branch in Seattle?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
right.
mean, talking about
No, I want to go somewhere
Canada,
hot.
US, right?
If we do, I want to go somewhere hot.
Yeah. I really want to explore more real estate in Cabos. Favorite destination.
Tulum.
Tulum.
You don't need it. Apparently in Mexico, only Cabo is a place where you need a license. I could be wrong, so don't.
Hold
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But apparently in Cancun, Tulum, and all that, you don't need a license.
That's pretty interesting.
मैं चल जाना वापस नहीं आना.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on Canada and US merging, becoming
Oh,
the
man.
51st
Honestly,
state? I mean,
bro,
while we're on the topic,
I like Trump. I like that guy is a genius.
Yeah.
Like he is a proper businessman.
Yeah.
He knows how to run an economy. In my opinion,
I started liking him more after when he got shot and he didn't leave the stage.
but he's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still
Bro, like a normal person after shots fired,
That's
they
pretty
would
run-
panic
they run
up.
away.
They
Yeah.
would want to get security covering them and
Right.
bounce, leave, right?
Yeah.
This guy stood there.
Yeah, no,
He didn't care, man.
If you look
Yeah.
at his,
That really changed my perspective of
if you
this
look
guy,
at his
bro.
trajectory and
Yeah.
how states was when he
Yeah.
was there, completely different.
So would you have Trump as your...
I'm not a big politician. Like I don't know much about politics. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Trump,
He made that joke,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
about governor.
Yeah,
First-
He made an
50%.
AI picture.
Yeah.
Of him standing, right? That's
with the
pretty-
Canada flag.
He's a funny guy, man. I mean, you don't make a
Yeah.
president to a guy who's just funny.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
he knows what he's doing. In my opinion.
Remember we watched that podcast with the Nelk boys?
He's rocking it.
No,
yeah,
boys,
it's
yeah.
crazy, man. This guy is like, he's actually like
Yeah.
truly like an inspiration.
Right.
He's a person that you should learn from. Yeah. But anyways,
So my answer is yes, Chak do. What about you?
I think it should be a hybrid.
Right.
Like in the sense like how
that's a very
they-
political answer.
yeah, well, in the sense like how EU is,
Right.
right? How they have the European Union share the dollar, etc. Right.
correct.
But we could do that, but I feel like we should still keep our independence,
Right.
I mean, independence as in we're still a Commonwealth country, but obviously that's a whole different issue. Us leaving,
Europe?
us leaving the Commonwealth and
Like Europe?
everything,
Yeah.
right? That's a separate issue, but
Right.
I think we should leave the Commonwealth first of all,
Right.
and then we should start our own. Like,
See, I
have
want
our
to know
own
more about this
European
because I
Union.
don't know.
Imagine
much,
if
right?
all the money in your account right now was US dollars.
That'd be sick.
Exactly.
Imagine your buying power went from 60.
Imagine your
70
mortgage
cents.
is sticking for 30
You know,
years.
after Trudeau made the news yesterday, the dollar fluctuated.
Did it?
was-
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wait,
Like
yeah,
right away?
No, the dollar went up as soon
Right
as he
away?
announced. Yeah.
Yeah.
$1.50 though. How fucked up is that? Our dollar is like ruined at this point.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, guys, with that, I think we should sum this episode up. So that was Think About It. We chatted about a lot of things as we were thinking about it. That's the whole point of the podcast.
yeah, I guess they
And,
figured.
If you guys want us to think about more things, let us know in the comments or send me an email. Let's think about it podcast@gmail.com. I also made an email address for this.
Wow.
Yes. But that's it. We'll sum it up. Thanks for
Perfect.
watching.
Thank you.
See you guys
Thank you.
next time.